I've come up with an interesting idea, Aven. I think I might... Oh, never mind. It's probably not a great idea. Well, because the thing is we've got micro blocks, right? So we can actually cut these blocks up. And because these things can pull normal blocks, it can actually pull a better designed doorway kind of thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Though I think it'll be more... Instead of like having diagonal yellow and black lines, it'll be more or less horizontal lines. But I think it still pulls off the idea, right?
The pens is gonna look like shit.
I have no idea. We'll have to find out. It probably won't have the metal siding like we do here, unless I do something special, which might work. But for the most part, it'll look good, I think. Why can't you believe in it, Aven?
Because I'm trying to find the hot dogs. What the hell was it? The hell was a hot dog bun?
What the hell is a hot dog bun?
Gotta look for buns.
It's like, what's cloud gaming? We don't know what that is either. Alright. It's just... My inventory is always full of crap because I'm doing stuff with so many random things. Okay. Wool. I got some black wool. And I need some yellow wool.
Yeah, there we go. The hot dogs. Hot dogs!
Oh God, what have you sent me? I have click. Hot dog, 8 sliced enriched buns. Oh. I realize now. I hadn't questioned it too much when I was looking at it. I'm like, this is just a package of buns. It doesn't seem very... And then I realized they mislabeled just normal hamburgers.
Exactly. Well, I'll leave you back to eat your hamburgers now.
They're hot dogs. Wait, no, they didn't. And you said hot dogs and they were hamburgers.
Oh, yeah.
You backed it up. Reversed.
Yeah, back it up. What?
Hold on.
Gold bonnet.
The internet's a weird place, but somehow I slightly love it. I'm not sure if it's the best kind of yellow. It feels kind of weird. Meh, whatever. No one will ever know the difference. Just cut that up. Alright. So... hopefully this works. I don't know if this will actually work or not.
What is IAT?
What?
Oh, I thought that was an acronym for something, but I don't know what IAT stands for.
I don't know. 2 is 1 panel. There you go. So now which one should we start with? I think start with black. Red, then black, red, and then... well, I don't know why I'm saying red.
Hey, look, salt trucks are coming by. Yeah. Yeah!
I don't know, what do you...
Hold on, I'm back. I like it. I don't like the panels that we have.
You know what? I think I actually can make this diagonal. Hold up a sec.
Holy shit, bro.
Jesus, this is sounding like it's breaking everything, but it's only destroyed some.
Wait, hold on. Don't forget the side panels. And the top cover. Yeah, just like that.
Alright, so it's here.
Make
Black here, there.
Holy
there. Oh my god, this is beautiful. Look at that.
Yeah, you want checkered pattern on the freaking... Love it.
It's wonderful. Now, Let me just remove these and turn them into
something.
Iron-looking ones.
Iron-looking ones.
I'd put in just straight iron if it wasn't for the fact that it would have been impossible for it to connect and move the other stuff. What are you breaking around me? I can't see you right now. What the hell? Oh, the turrets.
Man,
So that's what our nuclear silo looks like right there. What? Those things are hard to break, aren't they?
Worse than obsidian. Shit.
Alright, so that's what it looks like. So now let's see it in option.
Operation.
And I meant to say action. I just said option for some reason because I was thinking of open at the same time.
Open.
That's pretty nice.
Not only if it didn't have a hole that looked like shit.
Hey, we're working on it.
Open it.
Alright. I fall into the nuclear silo, explodes. Alright, so now we just need a crap ton of iron. What are you doing?
I'm just putting some blocks down, make it look all supercomputery in there.
I don't know if normal nuclear silos have supercomputers in them.
They are not supercomputers, these are Torah computers. Duh.
I don't know about this. You're missing one, first of all, but
What do you mean missing one?
there's supposed to be 4 of them, aren't there?
Yeah, I have one. I just don't know where the hell to put the damn thing.
It's right there, yeah. I was figuring you were going for symmetry. We can actually probably be cheap on this with the iron and actually take it out of the corners. Unless you think we shouldn't. Because I don't mind anyway. We got plenty of iron.
No, we just slap that shit down. Well, not on the not in the corners, but I know what you mean. Not within the corners, but
alright.
Get that shit.
Oh my god, I can actually order blocks of iron. I didn't know that. I wasn't sure if I programmed that in. Oh, it's just so much iron. It's just pouring out of the machine right now.
Oh shit. Chris.
What?
I accidentally knocked down one of your antennas.
Dang it, Evan. You gotta be very careful with this stuff. This stuff isn't the easiest to put back.
Stop moving. There you go. You get it?
I don't have much space. Hold on. I think he also destroyed a wire. Did you happen to get any... Oh, that explains where this blue wire came from, actually. Alright, now this one was... a close. Alright. So now, we just need to lower this down to the bottom. Alright, so that's where the maximum is. So, everywhere that has an opening, except for the one by this computer piece right here, has to be filled in with iron.
What? What's with... Oh.
Where are you?
Okay, I understand. I was like, why is it so tall? I mean, it's like legitimately my missile silo.
Yeah, that's the underside.
And like the missiles up here,
down there.
and there's the silo.
Even more stuff. I'm going to make a small access point to go down there, because I need to do more work underground.
Okay. Why didn't you just
But it's going to be inaccessible. Alright. It's just temporary access point. We're going to fill it in later. Alright, so this is where the maximum of the iron will be.
Yeah, just this bit.
Yeah, just this one hole here we don't want to fill in. Because that's where I'm going to be powering it. Which hopefully will work. And then right underneath it here will be a pipe that'll pipe directly into it.
It's beautiful.
Because that's where the missile will come from. Because we'll have to tell it to send the missile into it. So once it reaches its apex, it'll be loaded with a missile. this is like the best structure ever.
Yeah.
This puts the ship to shame in the fact that it looks the ship.
Oh yeah, it
puts
really
the
does.
ship to shame because it's amazing. The ship is functionally amazing, but this thing is just beautiful.
It is. It truly is.
I mean, you'd never have thought we'd build a nuclear silo that was this functional in Minecraft.
No, not in the slightest.
This is why we're here, Aven. We're here to break the barriers placed by society on Minecraft. Yeah, screw it. I'm gonna go ahead. Oh wait, too far.
Yeah, too much. Too much.
Still, a little bit off the top removes entire face.
removes the doors.
I might want to light these up, or else we'll have zombies spawning in our nuclear silo.
The secret.
Unless I fill it in. But, alright, screw it, fill it in. Got plenty of that there stone.
Just enough for mods can't.
I don't know what the hell we just did there, but it worked. I still might want to put a torch in there, though, because...
Yeah, I'm checking that on the side.
We have to be careful, though, because there are wires that we could cut off if we don't do it carefully.
Okay, we're good. Oh, yeah, we're good. We're good. We don't need mobs doing our super secret base.
Need more iron. Gotta have my iron. I just take a bite of the block for my iron deficiencies.
All of it. So much that I'll... Okay.
So much I'm killed by lead poisoning.
That's it.
He was told he had an iron deficiency, and then he ate too much iron.
Alright, so what's your favorite fruit? Watermelon, grapes, strawberries, apples?
I want to say pineapple when I feel like something acidic. But if I feel like something sweet... Because I don't really think of pineapple as that sweet. It is sweet, but it'll burn through your tongue.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, me and Dad, we'd have like a whole pineapple, and at the end of it, your tongue will be bleeding.
Yeah, it totally does. I love pineapple.
Why is there one block here?
Among the four, strawberry, apple, watermelon, or was it grapes? Yeah,
I'm not really big on grapes. I don't really care much for apples. When it comes to strawberries and watermelon, though, it's tough because strawberries are good, but they have a variety of flavors to them.
Each
versus watermelon, which can borderline flat, but if it's a good watermelon, it's probably watermelon.
If it's a good watermelon, it's watermelon.
Yes. See, because the problem with some of them is that they just taste like water sometimes, rather than what they should be.
You have to make sure it's not too hollow. Wait, is it when aren't you supposed to find one that is hollow?
The hollowness doesn't actually matter, supposedly. What you're supposed to do is when you find a watermelon, if it doesn't have a yellow spot on the bottom of it, it's actually not very good, because if it has a yellow spot, it tells you it's ripened all the way, because it sat there long enough to take some damage from sitting there. Yeah.
For the sugars to break free. So it's
they were held prisoner, but now they're free.
Yeah, because it's decomposing. So like the sugars are breaking into the, what do you call it? Sugars are getting into the good stuff. Like we call it water. Oh, the melon.
It's the watermelon.
The water of the melon.
The watermelon.
The watermelon.
Watery Mulan. What?
I said where to?
Where to Mulan? It's over there.
Don't get me out. Don't get after me. After your super salad.
Super Saiyan. I'm not 100% sure what kind of power this thing will take. I know what types of power it usually uses, but I'm not 100% sure if it'll do what I want it to do. I'm not sure if I can... I might be able to actually connect this straight to the house. This thing will always be powered. Our nuclear capabilities will be renowned through the world. I'm not sure where I'm heading, but I am heading there. I'm gonna end up like crashing into the computer or some crap like that. I'm not gonna even know. I don't want to touch sand. That's gonna like... As I say, this sand falls down. It's gonna start deforming the land above me. I don't want to do that.
Okay, Okay, that was bad.
What have you done?
I just came across, it was like, if I was your slave, what would you do to me? And I was like...
That is pretty bad.
That's real bad.
I mean, there's nowhere there's nowhere that's safe where that's going.
No, not in the slightest bit. Alright, if you woke up one morning as the opposite gender, what is the first thing you would do? Other than question it. Because I know every goddamn soul would.
Well, that's the first thing you do. That's the very first thing. But after you're done questioning it, the cope with it, I don't know. I don't think I'd have a terrible problem with it. I mean, it really doesn't mean that much.
I'm like, oh, shit.
I would just worry about what comes with that, you know? Because there are changes that take place to that.
Well, for one, I have to make sure I don't have cancer. But other than that, I think I would have to... I'm honest, God, the first thing that came to my mind, I was like, ah, shit, gotta call my recruiter.
Sir, I'm a girl now. I'm not sure how to tell you this.
I'm not sure how I can cope with
But you just told me. Oh, yeah. Well, there's that.
They're like, we're gonna have to change your job there. I'm like, nah, sir. I'll be just fine. Have like super...
See, like the one thing you gotta worry about is like, were you like super muscular beforehand? Because that's gonna affect how you look then, too. I would assume.
I don't know, yeah, it's the same like fat percentile. It's like you just change it to your race. You just change the character's gender in a different class.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting, like, whenever, like, character creation comes around, it's like, oh, you could change yourself to a new race. It's like, I keep forgetting they change your gender again in the character creation, because it's like, oh, shit. Because I don't really find, like, it's one of those stats that really fucking matters.
Yeah.
It's like, gender is gender. What race bonus does.
It's one of those things that you do in the games. You're just like, what do I think this would look good as? Because like when it comes to gender in there, it's rarely it's one of two things. You either check with yourself, okay, do I want to portray exactly what I am, kind of thing? Mm-hmm. Because then you go with your sex. But if it's not that, you're like, okay, which one would look good?
Yeah.
And in what stuff?
Yeah.
Because it's all about looks when it comes to gender in games.
Yeah, it really does. I don't play male.
I'm not 100% sure where the hell I am right now.
It's like I don't play as a male too often, but when I do, he's gonna look good when I'm doing it. It's like, I don't know.
I have an idea where I'm at.
It's usually just mostly about appearances.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I could wear armor 24/7, but I'm not a fan of armor.
It's like some armor sets are really nice looking, so you think to yourself, I'd like to see the full armor build.
Yeah.
So that's when you would go for like a male character, because then they'd get all of the armor.
Precisely.
But if you're like, I want to like show off some other aspect of this armor, or maybe there's a different set of armor that's only... Because the thing is, it changes drastically between the two, the same set, usually. So... Depending
on what game.
Yeah, some of them have it very similar. But it also depends on the armor too, because like if it were plate, let's say, you'd have entire plate sets, and they would look different, but only just. They wouldn't be enough because it's full on coverage.
Depends on the plate coverage around the chest, because I mean, on males it could either look good or just like bland, and on females it could look good or it could look real bland as well, because it's like it's covering around every inch of everything, and it's just like, no, I don't know. With plate armor, it needs to be precisely that, plate, not freaking like a mold, a cast mold. I don't really like those type of armors.
Well, the thing is that if done right, they can actually look like that. Like, they can do quite a bit of bending with it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because what you would normally do to get a breastplate that was, that actually, like, moved and formed and stuff, they'd take a massive sheet, they'd turn it into a rounded piece, and then they'd cut it apart and then put nails in so that it would, use hinges of sorts, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it would move across those, and if you put enough of them in, you can get a circle out of it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, because I mean, I've seen some pretty straightforward ones. Like one example of it, because I saw it being built, was in World of Warcraft. There's a new mount for the Alliance that was just made. It's a bike, and it was made by Paul Designs, or Paul Jr., as some might know him.
Okay.
And so what he did was, because it's for the Alliance, they kind of are shown off by plate design. So he had a plate mail designed bike. So there's plate armor on it. So he had to build plate armor, and it's actually sectioned up and whatnot so that it actually can angle and stuff to a degree.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's plate armor, but I'm referring to like the low level molds or like the NPCs that you have that like they have plate armor, but it feels like it's really too fitting to their body. You know what I mean?
I can tell what you mean.
Like it looks really.
The thing is, these are also custom made usually.
Oh, you mean?
They don't mass produce. They don't mass produce this stuff ever.
Because it's your character, not fucking grunt.
Well, no, but I mean, like in the real world, they wouldn't mass produce this either.
I know that. It's like, who the fuck's going to mass
produce? There's no way it would fit everyone. So, I mean, it should be somewhat close.
Mass produce like fucking. Like.
It's like mass reproduced.
Raid dungeon shit.
Well, no, it's not so much that, so much as that it's like mass producing t-shirts. We mass produce t-shirts all the time.
Yeah.
And there's no problem with that, but that's because t-shirts are stretchy and flexible. So, when you build a breastplate in the real world, you have to take a bunch of measurements and make sure they're accurate. And that means it could be close fitting. But usually you want to put a bit more space on it so that it doesn't overheat you. Because that stuff's heavy and very hot. There's a lot of wire, and I'm not even sure if it's going to work.
It's like...
But I know it can be done wrong, though. I've seen it done wrong.
Yes.
Especially those ones that are like full-on one set. It just looks like one flat piece on them.
Yeah, precisely. That's
like, there's no way. It can be close-fitting, that's fine. But it can't be one piece. They can't bend over anymore. It's physically impossible for them to pick up whatever they drop.
Exactly, but they're just moving just fine. Like it was just like a piece of gel, like a skin layer on them or some shit.
Yeah, like it's just rubber. That's when it's a problem. But if it's got all the actuators or whatnot, I'm not sure if that's the word, but that's the word coming to mind. Mm-hmm. On it, that would allow you to move in different angles. You know, it's that segmentation that's important to it.
Yes.
Let's see. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to produce more cables while I was under there. It's coming along, Avon.
Coming along real well.
Too well.
Well, that's leather work, I guess.
Sand. My arch enemy. Haven't I taught this thing how to make sand? No, apparently not. Do I need any of these things? I don't think I need ruby dust. Let's go ahead and change that over. Sand. And cobblestone. Yeah.
Huh. Hold on. 2 problems I still see persist in this game when leveling a DPS class. Every DPS class is always fucking hate leveling DPS classes in Final Fantasy.
Why is that?
Because, like, the game is focused on instances, raids, and dungeons. That's where the majority of your experience is going to come from, other than a few instances that happen in the world, but in-game world. But, you know, dungeons are where it's at. And it's like, the core system does not favor DPSs, because there's about 8 DPS classes, 2 healers, and 2 tanks. Yeah. So, of course, tanks and healers fill that core up really quickly. While us DPSers have to fucking just sit back and wait. Sit back and wait.
That's just one of those things, though, like, when you get the majority kind of thing sometimes.
Yeah.
Because, like, I know getting groups together and stuff for things is pretty interesting in World of Warcraft, because you just end up with a bunch of DPS, and they'll just fight over gear and stuff back in the day when loot wasn't personal. So, you just ended up having to roll, and if you were a healer or a tank, you were basically guaranteed to get parts.
Yeah.
But when you were a DPS, they were like, in a 25-man raid, you got 4 healers and like 2 tanks. So you got like around 20 people just sitting there. Like, I need DPS gear, and there's one piece that dropped. Who wants it? And they kill each other.
they all are rolling for it. It's like bingo night.
Puts bingo to shame.
It's like bingo, and you just sit back watching
as they rip each other to shreds. As just an arm flies by you.
Well, apparently the DPS core is bad, but one way around it is if you have a friend that's an excellent healer or a tank. So it's like, yeah, that'd be awesome. Alexa's playing, so it's like, why not just go ahead and have her play as healer, core up with her, and bam.
That's the other thing too, is that because there's so much DPS and so many DPSs needed, if you're a healer or a tank, you just instant.
Exactly.
so like it's wonderful, because I've never experienced the problems my friends have when it comes to getting into groups, because I've always been a healer. So every time I keep for things, it's just about instacast.
Oh yes, precisely. Because like it's the same way when I started playing. It was just like 3-minute wait, no problem. Alexis is there like winding her head off, and I was like, don't worry, just give it time. And now that I'm playing as other DPS classes, because your one character can be all classes. Of course, not in instances and all that action stuff, but you know, outside of battle, you can switch freely without logging off or off that main character. Your one character can have it all. All of it.
You can have it all.
And I was really attracted to that idea. I really do like that idea of one character. Because if I'm going to play as a character, I want that one character. If I come across magic gear, if it's bound to one character, I'll just make it, at least it's, under Disciple of Magic, so all my magic classes can use a damn equipment, and I don't have to buy 5 sets of the same thing.
See, like, my idea when it comes to being, when you want to build your own character and have, like, all the achievements and gear go to that person, like, your main character is always best as the most armored healer type. Because then you can solo anything if you need to. Like, I can run through old braids just because I have the ability to stay alive through them.
Yeah.
Now, some can just like plow through them too. It's hard to say. It's a difficult thing because DPS, if they throw out enough, they can just get through the fight fast enough not to die.
Exactly.
Versus being a healer who has to do it slow but can stay alive, but probably throughout the entire fight.
Yeah.
But that's the great thing. If you can regenerate enough, you can just stay alive literally forever.
Yeah, and just sit there and it's just a waiting game at this point.
I mean, I've gone up against bosses solo because I wanted to, and I knew it was going to be hard as hell, but I'd sit there and I'd be healing, and after like an hour, I'd finally kill the person. I'd just be like, it was too long, but I had to do it.
Exactly. But my DPSer, thank God that they came out with like cross class skills. So my DPSer also has a healing skill. So it's just like, and the best thing is that DPSers have freaking like mana rejuvenation, hardcore mana rejuvenation.
It's crazy.
So they're legitimately like a DPS self-healer at that point. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I wish I was more optimizing up dungeon though. Because it's one of those things that I came across trying to survive on my own, and now I can't use it anywhere. It's like being in the hood and selling ice cream cones to children, and then you can't do that anywhere else. And like, I sold ice cream to children. I made a living. I worked hard. What the fuck do you mean I don't have the skills to make this happen? And I'm talking about working at Dairy Queen.
You're just not qualified.
Dude, we don't know.
I'm not
you
sure
don't have
what'll
prior
happen
work.
when I put a pipe here. I think I have to do this.
He's like, you don't have prior work experience. That's what we want. We want you to ship out ice cream cones. We don't care what you were doing with children.
I don't. I don't think that's the best phrasing for it, but. There you go. That's perfect. This is just, it's beautiful. I love this thing so much. I love working on new projects like this that actually require me to build some sort of interesting, like, new thing I've not built before. Because when I built my house, it was a big factory thing just like this. So I loved my house so much. But then I basically redid it over here, and as much as I like the place, it's not the same. Because I've already done it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's the new experience to it that's really nice. Alright, so now I want this to connect to like a transposer. Darn you, computer, why must you be far away? I could have put a terminal over there, but I didn't want to.
Talk about I can access the computer from here.
What do you mean?
The wireless PDA thing? The remote orderer?
How can you access it from over there?
I don't know, I can just access it.
From right there?
Yeah, from where I'm standing, yes. From down in this
Oh, no,
hole?
not that. I meant, I hadn't used that in so long.
So you forgot the damn thing. You were going to go all the way back to the damn computer.
Look, shut up. Well, I do need it actually to be built, though. I don't have any transposers, so in that case, I do have to go back.
Oh. Well, then.
I forgot all about that thing. It's just always been sitting here, and I've been protecting it, of course, but it never occurred to me for some reason. I think it's because I only really focus on doing that when I'm in another dimension.
Mm-hmm.
So, seeing as how I'm not in another dimension, it didn't really make sense to me. Because the majority of the time, what you do when you're in this dimension, especially when you're working on projects, is run back to the computer so you can have it built or build in the computer.